Alright, so this is the last little section of 2.2. So I'm calling it 2.2c. This is about angle relationships, which we've already talked about lots of them. So, does everybody have this? Alright, yesterday we talked about vertical angles. And we used our vertical angles to find all the angle measures. So, draw this diagram with me. We got one intersecting point right in the middle where those lines cross. And around this point, how many angles do we have? 4 angles. 4 angles all around the point. Now, yesterday we talked about, well, let me put some numbers in here. Let's say this is a 75-degree angle. Yesterday we talked about the fact that we could have one angle and be able to figure out all 4 other angles, right? Because if this one's 75, what do we know about these relationships? They're the same because they're vertical. So this one's also 75. And what do we know about these 2 angles? They're vertical, and so they're going to be equal to each other. Not necessarily equal to these, but equal to each other, right? But how could I find either one of these angles? 180 minus 75, because say you ignore this part down here, what we have here is a linear pair, right? So if you ignore this, what we've got is 180 degrees. So yeah, we do 180 minus 75, and that's 105. So if that's 105, then so is that one. We talked about that yesterday, how you can take one angle and use it to find all of the other angles around that point. So here's what I want to introduce to you today. Without using your calculator, what do you think? Just want some guesses. What do you think this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus the 4th angle equal? Any ideas? You're trying to add it in your head, aren't you? Well, I mean, yeah, but I just wanted to see if it would come to you. What kind of shape do I have right here? I made a full circle. Do y'all know how many degrees are in a circle? No? Okay, then do this. Take your calculator, add these 4 angles up. 75, 105, 75, and 105. It should give you 360 degrees. That is how many angles are in a circle. Or excuse me, I said that wrong. That's how many degrees are in a circle. If you ever hear anybody like say they did a complete 360, right? That just means they did a full circle, okay? So if you start here and you go all the way around this point in the middle, all the way around it, you go a full 360 degrees. So first thing we should know is there are 360 degrees in a circle. That's going to come later, but I kind of expected you to already know that. It's okay. The point I'm trying to make right here is all of the angles around a point add to 360 degrees. Alright, so that was something that I should have mentioned yesterday and it slipped my mind. It doesn't just have to be 4 angles, okay? In this case, in a lot of our cases, we have 4 angles, but it can be more angles than that. It could be less angles than that. But whenever you have a central point, which is what this is, a central point, any of the angles around that point are going to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, let me draw you another example here. Okay, in this case, I just kind of drew some random lines there. How many angles are created around that point? 5, right? So even though I don't know what these angles are, I know that this one plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one makes a full circle. So that's not a great circle, but all the way around that point, those angles, no matter what these angles are, if I knew them, we could add them up. But whatever those angles are, they will add to 360 degrees. So let me show you how and why we will use this, what the examples are going to look like. I'm going to try not to draw these super big so that I can fit them on the back side of this. Okay. Okay, here's my central point, and I'm going to give you some information. First of all, I'm going to tell you that this angle, check this out, we haven't seen any angles like this before, but this angle is 255 degrees. It's a really big angle, bigger than obtuse, right? Anything more than 180 is bigger than an obtuse angle. So this angle, all the way from here, and this is how you know what an angle's talking about. You use the arrow. This angle starts here and goes all the way to there. This angle is going to be 92 degrees, and I want to find this angle here. No? And let's don't guess. I mean, there's no point in guessing. We've got all the information that we need. We've got a central point. We've got 92 degrees, 255 degrees. The missing part right here, how are we going to find this? No? Are you using that as your calculator? Get out your regular calculator. Alright guys, what did I just get through telling you? What should all three of these angles add up to? 360, right? Because this is 3 angles around a point. So if all 3 of these add up to 360, shouldn't we be able to find the missing one if we know 2 of them? What should we do here? There you go, 92 plus 255. We need to see what those 2 add up to. 92 plus 255. We're going to go ahead and add these 2 together. And what is that? No. I don't know what that is. 347. Okay, so these 2 together add up to 347. Like he said, to find the missing part, we know we just need to take that and subtract it from 360. That's going to give us our missing angle. So see what 360 minus 347 is. 13. It's a really small angle. I didn't really draw that to scale there, but this is apparently, if these numbers are right, this is a 13-degree angle. How could you check yourself? 92 plus 255 plus 13, and make sure that it adds up to how much? 360, and it should. All right, we're gonna do some, just kind of a variety of examples, because I want you to be able to spot what it is that you need to do. Some of these are going to be easy, some of these are going to be just a tad bit harder. All right, let's say this angle is A, and this angle is 38 degrees. And I want to find A. $38, right? Why? Because because they're vertical. Good. These are vertical angles. There's nothing that I have to do here. A is 38 degrees. Boom, move on. Does that make sense? Some of these diagrams that I'm going to give you or that I'm going to present to you are going to be easier. They just are. Some of them are going to be a little bit harder, like the first one. All right, let me see if I can give you a hard one here. All right, what's this symbol mean? This is a right angle, okay? So I'm starting us off with a right angle. So I want to find x here. And like we said, we started off with a right angle, and then I took that right angle and I just drew another ray inside of it. I cut it into two parts. This part is 33 degrees. I want to know this part. How am I going to find this part right here? How many degrees is a right angle? 90. So this full angle that we started with was 90 degrees. I'm telling you that this angle is 33 degrees, and I want to find this part. Say it backwards. 90 minus 33. Does that make sense? If the full angle was 90 and we're going to take out this little section here that's 33, 90 minus 33, and that's going to give us our x. 57, I think. Yeah. Questions about this? All right, I got a few more. All right, what do y'all think about this one? When I say what do y'all think about this, I don't mean what you think about it. I mean, what should we do? This should be one of the easier ones. There you go. These are a what? Linear pair. They form a line. You guys got to recognize this. Is this a straight line? How many degrees are in a straight line? Think of it. It's half of a circle. And y'all may not know this, but 180 degrees is exactly half of 360. This is a straight line. So together, these add up to 180. So if I want to find this section, 180 minus 113. And that is 67 degrees, maybe? All right, we're doing two more. And these two are going to be just a tad harder. All right, start by just drawing out a line. Everybody got a line? And then I'm going to take this line and I'm going to cut it like this. And then I'm also going to take it and cut it like this. Okay. And then I'm going to fill in some things here. This one's going to be 30 degrees. This one's going to be 45 degrees. And this one's going to be 135 degrees. And that guy's X. Thoughts, ideas? There's a couple of ways we could do this. Okay, so that's one way to do it. We've got all these angles around this point, so we've got a full circle. So yeah, good. He says add it all up, meaning add these three up, right? Okay, so let's do that. 30 plus 45 plus 135. Somebody add that all up for me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 210. Yeah, 210. So then what are we going to do with that 210? Subtract it from 360, because that's what we know all of them are supposed to add up to. And that gives us 150. Okay, there might have been other ways to do that one, but sure, that'll